we need to obviously score startups after each and every presentation. So I'm just putting some information for you in the chat. I think we are good to go in a moment. Okay, a very warm welcome to all the healthcare leaders, investors, and innovation experts joining us today to witness some breakthrough solutions that aim to make healthcare affordable, accessible, and efficient for billions worldwide. This is Pankaj Gupta, Managing Partner at Ethom Venture Partners. We are a zero-based revenue scaler headquartered in Singapore with a portfolio of over 120 global B2B startups. Today, you are going to witness some truly transformative startups disrupting critical areas such as clinical trial, chronic disease management, hospital operations, ophthalmology, femtech, and surgical automation that we onboarded for zero-based healthcare revenue scaler program. As you already understand, an impressive lineup of startups deserve an equally impressive jury. We are privileged to have seasoned experts with us from hospital and healthcare sectors joining us today, who will be evaluating startups on solutions, differentiation, scalability, and provide some interesting insights after the session. Jury members, I would request you to briefly introduce yourself in a few seconds, and then we will dive into the pitches. If I may start with Terje, I see her on my screen. Terje, please unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, you met me?
Yeah, please introduce yourself, Terje, quickly.
Yeah, hello, good morning, everybody. Terje Peetso is my name, and I come from Tallinn in Estonia. And I'm the Chief Medical Innovation Officer in the biggest hospital in Estonia, the North Estonia Medical Center.
Thank you, Terje. Really appreciate your time today. Jost, could you please go next?
Sure, with pleasure. Hello, everyone. My name is Yagiz Aydemir. I am leading a digital organization in AstraZeneca, one of the most reputational healthcare companies. Also, I'm an entrepreneur and also innovation mentor. So looking forward to this session today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jost. Really appreciate your time today. Sowmya, could you please go next?
Hi, I'm Mia. Nice to meet you. I work for a medical company, a medical startup called Context Flow. It analyzes chest CTs with its a software based on artificial intelligence.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mia. Sowmya, please.
Hi, I'm Sowmya Srinath. I'm Director for Advisory Services at Frost & Sullivan. I am with the healthcare ecosystem. I've been with the healthcare ecosystem for 20 years now, supporting clients around the world. So happy to be on this event here.
Thanks a lot, Sowmya. Balaji, could you please go next?
Thanks, Pankaj. Hey all, my name is Balaji Uppili. I'm part of GE Healthcare. I'm taking care of digital innovation as a senior director for GE Healthcare here. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Balaji. Alejandro, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alejandro Villaveces. I've been working in the healthcare sector for 25 years and right now advising some startups in the medtech and health tech around the world.
Thank you, Alejandro. Dr. Shrutin, please. Or Vincent, if you want to go next.
Yeah, you can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm Vincent. I'm a adjunct professor in digital health in Grenoble Medical School and in Paris, in France, and also expert in digital health implementation in Europe.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Vincent. Arpit?
Hi, Pankaj. Hi, everyone. This is Arpit. I'm a healthcare IT consultant since last 13 years. Currently, I'm working with CTS Tech as a senior consultant for payer market, and I'm currently managing some of the national health plan accounts.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Arpit. Dr. Shrutin, can you please try this time?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So I am Dr. Shrutin. I work with Philips for a long time now, around 18 years, and mainly with intellectual property and standards. My specialization is to work.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dr. Shrutin. Tabea?
Hi, I'm Tabea. I work in the intersection of data strategy, AI innovation, and commercial transformation in healthcare and life sciences. And my focus is also to help organizations create value from data, both in enabling AI decision-making, but also building AI-based digital products that support healthcare ecosystems.
Okay, fantastic, Tabea. I see Dr. Deepti is on the call, but Dr. Deepti, can you please try to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Please.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Deepti Sawhney, working as a Stroke Care Angels Management consultant in IQVIA, and I'm close to 9 years now, and I'm just happy to be a part of this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Deepti. Again, thanks all the jury members for being part of this session. I know that there will be a lot of interesting, sharp questions from your side for the startups, as well as some truly valuable insights. Please remember to score startups after each and every presentation, and you have the startup scoring sheet in the chat. Please use that. Just so you know, there will be 4 minutes of live pre-recorded video pitch that we'll be sharing. Startups will be taking 1 or 2 questions after their video pitch. If there are more questions, we can use chat section, and obviously founders will be very much willing to have one-on-one conversation with you later after this session. Now it's time to do a deep dive into all these startup pitches and explore how these startups are shaping the future of healthcare innovation. Let me just take a moment to share my screen and then take it from there. Okay, so the very first presentation is from Markable, which offers a hormonal insight tracker for women's health. And here we go.
Hello, I'm Revitala Ibrahim-Likove, the CEO and co-founder of Markable. Hormone blood tests exist, yet in perimenopause they are clinically unreliable. Hormonal fluctuation is so volatile, a single measurement captures almost nothing. For decades, physicians managing this transition have had to work with almost zero objective data. Women in perimenopause navigate a median of 23 concurrent symptoms out of 100 known: cardiovascular, cognitive, metabolic, and emotional. By the standard 10-minute follow-up, a patient reconstructs weeks of variability from memory, while clinicians titrate on that partial picture. Up to 50% of women discontinue HRT within the first year, not because therapy cannot work, because treatment is navigated by trial and error, with almost no objective data to guide it. Markable measures what has been missing. We capture the physiological imprint hormonal volatility leaves behind through the use of smartphones. Using our patent-pending architecture, we read nearly 250 signals per assessment: the hormonal imprint for visible biomarkers, the Sharp scale for cognitive performance, and the high-resolution mapping of symptoms burden. Each tracking session distills into the Markable signal report. Women track at home and arrive at the clinic with a precise clinical snapshot. It shows clinicians exactly what has shifted since the last visit: cognitive trends and dominant burden clusters, enabling data-driven consultation with zero added workflow. This continuity changes the economics of midlife care. Unmanaged symptoms carry a $26.6 billion burden in medical spend and $5.4 billion in lost productivity per year in the US. But a 10% retention improvement enables $2.6 billion in payer savings and $540 million for employers. And for providers, for even a microclinic, retaining just 200 patients a year recovers approximately $350,000 in annual revenue. We are already seeing early powerful validation. Nearly 400 women have tried our assessment, generating over 21,000 high-fidelity signals. 44% complete our average 13-minute assessment, proving women invest time when tools are genuinely built for them. Crucially, our core technology is backed by provisional patent, and our 150 women validation cohort demonstrated statistically significant differentiation, distinguishing between perimenopausal and non-perimenopausal women. Our team combines technological scale and clinical authority. CTO Michael Aluz brings 15 years of building high-scale SaaS infrastructure. CPO Dana Inbag, a PhD in medical science, brings a decade of translating medical science into user magic. and I lead commercial execution, drawing on 15 years of directing innovation, strategy, and marketing at global leaders like Unilever and Kimberly-Clark. Our AI architecture is guided by Shachar Fleischman, PhD, a deep learning expert with 20 patents who's previously led a deep learning company acquired by Intel. And our medical strategy is led by Dr. Eran Gold, an MD and a senior OBGYN department head at Clalit, an HMO covering nearly 5 million patients. We have 2 asks today. First, we're opening our early adoption program. We're looking for design partners, pilot clinics, and digital health resellers ready to bring structured intel into perimenopause care. Second, we're raising $500,000 in pre-seed investment to fund patent-filling, dataset expansion, and clinical pilots. If you're ready to make the invisible markable and lead the hormonal intel revolution with us, let's talk. Thank you.
Fantastic. Jury members, we have Revital on the call to respond to your questions. Please unmute yourself and feel free to ask questions. Go ahead, Terje, please.
Thank you. I really appreciate addressing the topic because that's a huge market behind it. But I didn't actually get, what do you do with this data? What will this collection of data will improve? Where is the outcome? The collection of data is fantastic, and we nowadays do it daily, hourly, all kind of information about this collected. But what do you do with it?
Okay, so we're starting by collecting 3 types of data into a process that has no data in it. We track women's cognitive performance. We track their visible signs of hormonal fluctuation.
Let's leave it what you collect. Tell me what you do with it.
So first of all, it enables actually to see the most basic thing, the improvement or worsening of symptoms. I mean, today when a woman arrives to the physician, it's all according to memory. She doesn't really know what improved or not. We're talking about 100 symptoms. She doesn't even remember if she had memory issues a month ago or maybe sleep disturbances, and now she has improved. So first of all, we're tracking and we're showing objectively what has improved and what has not. And this is the beginning of structuring the treatment. Long term, the idea is to reach diagnostic, to be a diagnostic tool. We can say that for now already with the hormonal imprint, we can differentiate between perimenopausal women and non-perimenopausal women. But it's just the beginning. We need to diversify our data set. We need to make it larger before we can reach those strong statements.
Thank you. Thank you, Terje. Any other question for Revital? Yep, yours, please go ahead.
Very quickly, what is the stage on the patent gathering? So when are you planning to get it?
We have a provisional patent, and we want to start working on the full patent once we raise this round.
Thank you. Alejandro, please, quickly.
Yeah, Revital, I don't know if you have heard if you have a search and doing some research with the physicians, with the gynecology, because as far as I know from the previous company that we were working in menopause, the main issue is not regarding to know the symptoms. They already know, and there are very disciplined women that tracking in a paper or whatever. The most difficult part is the treatment. So I don't know if you have shared this tool with the gynecologists to understand what do they give you as a feedback.
Yeah,
if you can share.
Yeah, of course. We have discussed. We talked about it with many clinicians, and we also have department head from Clalit. It's working with us in our board. Of course, again, everybody would like to get guidance on treatment, but that's just another milestone on the way. We are starting only by providing proper intake. And I have to say, from talking to those gynos, they don't really have the symptoms map. I mean, we're talking about 100, they don't even have a map of 20. And it's really mapped only occasionally, and nothing is very structured. And even having said that, of course, we are aiming to help them better titrate. But for now, the titration is really only almost done blindfoldedly. I mean, they talk to a woman. If she still has symptoms, they try to make a small shift, but it's not really data driven. It's only regarding really a few basic questions on her symptoms. like bleeding patterns and maybe 3 or 4 questions. It's not very thorough and guided.
Thank you, Revital. I'm sorry, but we'll have to take more questions in the chat section. Vincent, I think, please go ahead, Vincent, very quick.
Okay, that's one, but very important to me. But since your AI relies on visual biomarkers, how do you ensure that your training data is inclusive across different skin tones, ages, ethnicities to prevent algorithmic bias at scale?
So we started using tools that were already trained on different diverse ethnicities in order to identify the different biomarkers. We have used previous research to see what's the differentiation between the different groups. There is a lot of background on that. And again, we're saying that's why we're starting as a wellness and intake tool. We want to be very responsible before we make any treatment guidance or diagnostic guidance, and have much larger data set for that, because it's very important for us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thanks a lot. The next presentation is PeptiTech, which is developing advanced compounds for glaucoma and other neurodegenerative diseases. And here we go.
Hello, this is Marco Feligioni, founder and CSO of PeptiTech. Today, I will present our program to develop the first neuroprotective therapy for the retinal disease. Blindness is a growing global challenge. Over 2 billion people live with visual impairments, and retinal disease like glaucoma progressively erode autonomy and quality of life. Despite available treatments, neurodegeneration continues, and it costs more than $400 billion annually in productivity loss, and the affected people are growing exponentially every year. Glaucoma is a neurodegenerative disease. Current therapies lower intraocular pressure, yet up to 40% of patients still lose vision in one eye and 16% in both. No approved neuroprotective drugs exist for retina, leaving the degeneration process untreated. A key driver of retinal degeneration is glutamate excitotoxicity. Under stress, excessive glutamate overactivates NMDA receptors and trigger neuronal death. NMDA inhibitors showed early promise but failed clinically because they block the receptor broadly, disrupting normal neurotransmission and causing CNS side effects. We identified a novel NMDA trigger intracellular mechanism activated exclusively under stress. This enables selective modulation of pathological signaling without affecting normal synaptic activity, shifting therefore from specific receptor blockade to mechanism intervention. GN01-GRI is a 26 amino acid hypermeable peptide acting only presynaptically. It restores physiological glutamate release without blocking NMDA channels or altering normal neurotransmission. With high selectivity for the pathological pathway, it represents a first-in-class neuroprotective therapy for retinal disease, and has been designed as an add-on therapy to standard pressure-lowering treatments. The molecule has been protected by an international umbrella patent covering therapies targeting glutamate excitotoxicity, and it has been granted worldwide. PeptiTech is fully dedicated to retinal research. The peptide efficacy was demonstrated thanks to a BrightFocus-funded project, and thanks to which we prove a concept in vitro and in vivo in 3 mouse models, and we did also the PK and PD characterization. These results confirm neuroprotection, selectivity, and favorable tolerability. In parallel, the CNS application has been licensed to another company that I lead, validating the mechanism behind the ophthalmology. PeptiTech brings together a team of deep scientific and drug development expertise and it is supported by experienced board member and life science investors. Thank you very much. Here are my contacts, and I'm happy to take questions.
Fantastic. Marco, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, questions for Marco, please. Yep, Terje, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Just a question. I didn't actually did you get already to the, at what level of clinical trials you are now?
No, we are not in clinical trials. We are still in preclinical trials. We did a proof of concept in animals, and now we need to go through the IND enabling studies.
Okay,
so going for the toxicity and formulation and production for completing the IND enabling studies and therefore to present to the regulatory agency to get into clinical phase 1.
But you have done the in vivo tests on animals?
Yes.
Okay. Now it's most expensive part ahead.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have Arpit on the call. Arpit, please go ahead.
Hey, hi, Marco. Thanks for the presentation. Very exciting, I think, novel drug development use case that you are targeting. So I understand you are in the in vitro stage of the process, but is there a tentative timeline that you can break it down, right? Moving from in vitro to in vivo to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials. So how much time will it take before it launches into the market?
So now we got proof of concept in animals. We got a paper just accepted in CDD, cell death and disease, very recently. It needs to come out in the next month probably. And we have a lot of preclinical data on animals, on in vitro, and so we have a very large bench of preclinical validation. So now we need 2 years to complete the IND enabling studies to get into clinical phase 1, and then we estimate 4 years for clinical phase 1 up to clinical phase 2 to complete clinical phase 2. So maximum 6 years, of course, supported by money, of course, by the funds, and then we should complete clinical phase 2 in 6 years.
We can take one more question, probably Dr. Shrutin.
Yeah. Hi, Marco. So very nice presentation and quite a very innovative drug there. So when you say neuroprotective, it's more preventative, and not. So you would probably give it more to prevent additional retinal damage than the damage that has already occurred, right? Is my assumption correct?
Yeah, actually, yes, you are right. I mean, once the cell is died, we cannot do much more on that. But we can, since all these pathologies are neurodegenerative and takes like 20 years, 15 years to get to from the diagnosis up to the eye blindness, then we can work in between and slow down up to stopping the pathology to develop.
Thank you. Thanks a lot,
Thank
Marco.
You.
I believe there are more questions. We'll have to take them in the chat section. Thanks a lot. The next presentation is Belon Technology, which offers medical grade FDA cleared wearable solution for sleep test. And here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Lydia, CEO and co-founder of Belong. Our vision is to enable preventive healthcare through actionable sleep insights. How is your sleep last night? Good? Fair? Or you are not sure? Sleep disorders are the hidden driver of chronic disease like cardiovascular related, including hypertension, stroke, and AF, diabetes, and even dementia. Yet, 80% of sleep disorder patients are undiagnosed. Why? Because traditionally, sleep tests need to be done in a hospital, which is expensive, inconvenient, and uncomfortable. Existing home sleep tests are often complex and have high failure rates. There is a clear need for an affordable, comfortable, multi-night home sleep solution. Belong developed the world's first FDA-cleared, AI-powered wearable ring for sleep apnea diagnosis with sleep stages. Our solution supports not only diagnosis, but also for remote monitoring of treatment efficacy and broader chronic disease management, including dementia, cardiovascular, gastrointestinal disease, and mental health. Today's healthcare system focuses primarily on daytime medical data. Overnight medical-grade data is largely missing. Belong's solution closed the notary data gap, shifting care from wake-only to 24/7 predictive monitoring. Sleep and stress are fundamental to longevity, and our platform unlocks a more complete picture for health risk prediction. Our AI-powered ring is protected by more than 20 international patents and provides comparable accuracy as the gold standard polysomnography. Belong's sleep system is FDA-cleared and can be reimbursed in the US through both private and Medicare. What differentiates us is our high test success rate, more than 95% compared to 70% of our competitors. Through generative AI, we automate the report generation and provide an interactive interface for medical professionals to query sleep data. For home sleep tests, there are two categories: medical grade for diagnosis or consumer grade for alert or reference only. Among all diagnostic devices, Belong is one of the most accurate solutions, providing the highest test success rate with the most comprehensive features for diagnosis and designed for chronic disease risk prediction. We are initially targeting the 9 billion obstructive sleep apnea diagnosis market. With the data collected, we are expanding into treatment optimization, data-driven chronic disease management, and preventive risk prediction, addressing a broader 50 billion preventive healthcare opportunities. Our business model is very simple. Just paying a hardware upfront and a yearly subscription, you can equip your clinic with sleep test capability. $200 per patient can be reimbursed through CPT code or Medicare. We bring new income to doctors and dentists. Since FDA clearance in 2023, we have deployed our sleep test services to all states in the US, achieving a 95% retention rate, delivering 300% revenue growth, and building a recurring revenue base of 66%. Beyond the US, we have obtained regulatory approval in 6 countries and regions with our Series A investment and build tractions in Series A+ in both the US and Southeast Asia. We have a great team, not only in R&D and product development, but also in commercialization and financing. We also have strong support and advisors for commercialization and investment in the US and Asia. Join us in transforming sleep into the foundation of preventive care and longevity. Please contact us further if you need any information. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Lydia to respond to your questions. Jury members, please. Yep, yours. Please unmute.
Thank you very much for the video. It's very much exciting. So my question is around, I understood the sleep tracking process, but can you please more elaborate on the cardiovascular and the other diseases that you aim to cover through the device?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Indeed, we are currently capturing all the pulse shape and pulse rate of the patients throughout the night. And we do take out some patients during the daytime health check. They don't find that they have arrhythmia. But through our data collected, especially during night, we will be able to identify whether they have hidden arrhythmia. This is the first cardiovascular risk. And secondly is that we also come up with the terms called hypoxia burden, which is a number which needed to classify the cardiovascular risk of the patient if they have the OSA, and whether any treatment that can further enhance and reduce their cardiovascular risk. And these are all quantifying the data that can be used to predict the future. And at the same time, we are adding one more sensor at the chest that you're seeing on the screen, which together we are on the way to coming up the blood pressure trend, especially during sleep, which is very important for forecasting whether the patient
have a hidden risk of having the stroke. Yeah.
Thank you. Alejandro, please.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Alejandro. Or Sowmya.
Share the revenue performance that you have achieved. Can you hear me? Okay.
Cannot quite hear clearly.
I think Alejandro is trying to understand about your revenue. I think you'll have to have a separate call, Alejandro, for that.
Do you have
cannot
any
disclose
sales?
that. Sowmya, could you please go next?
Yes. So you said you are currently selling in the US and the Southeast Asian markets, right?
Yeah.
So is this a doctor prescribed product, or does this have to be procured from the pharmacy directly? Is it D2C or prescribed?
Okay, currently it's a prescribed device because it is under the regulatory. It's a class 2 device, including the hardware and also the AI. So the patient can pick up the device or can be couriered to the patient from doctors after prescription, and can be used the data directly for the diagnosis and also the pro-treatment monitoring. Yeah.
Okay, and so the data directly gets transferred to the doctor.
Yep.
For his
Yep.
interpretation. So
Yep.
because you have an AI ecosystem there, does it raise alarms? Does it intervene and inform the doctor or the patient on areas of concern? What does it typically do?
Yeah, and basically there's twofold. Firstly, for patient, they are not sure whether they have this sleep issue, no matter it is sleep apnea, insomnia, or the combination of both, then they will prescribe with the test. And after the test, after they get diagnosed and there is intervention prescribed by the doctors, then they can make use of our apps and to upload the data every night, and such that doctors can remotely through our official portal to visualize all the trend. And we will also flag the doctors if there is any issue in the patient, such that intervention can be provided for the patient remotely.
Thank you. Sorry, Sowmya, we'll have to take one question from Balaji and then more questions will go in the chat. Sorry, apologies. Okay. Balaji, please.
No, thanks, Pankaj. I think I'm just going to extend on what Sowmya's question is around, right? So the AI model is also going to be accessible to the patients, right? So will there be interpretation problems because your product is right now controlled by the doctors, or the interpretation of the results have to be with the doctors, right? So how are you going to balance the decisions, or how the patients are going to react to it?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Basically, the AI model, after all the computation with the index, which can be used by doctors for diagnosis and prescription, we won't allow the patient to assess themselves until they get diagnosed by the doctors. And after they get diagnosed, and if they need remote treatment monitoring by both the patient and the doctors to incentivize the patient to compile to the treatment, then we will allow them to read the numbers. But those are only trend, and only doctors will be able to get the actual numbers.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Lydia. There are, I think, a few questions in the chat. Please take care of them. The next presentation is Fennec Medical, which offers orthopedics AI surgical assistant to enhance implant stability and bone integrity.
Hello, I'm Nadav Cohen, CEO of Fennec Medical. We're developing an AI co-pilot for orthopedic surgeries. Fennec is targeting the 3 massive pillars of orthopedics. We're starting from the hip, moving on to knee and spine. We often imagine surgery as a delicate art, but in orthopedics, the reality is much more intense. To fix an implant into a human bone, surgeons push away all sophisticated technology, and they pick up a hammer, start hammering away an implant into the bone. It's a high energy striking process, and as a result, sometimes bones fracture. Surgeons navigate this fine line, relying entirely on feel. They listen to the sound of the hammer and feeling the resistance in their hands. That's their only gauge. In hip replacement procedures, for inexperienced surgeons, mechanical failure rate can reach 20%. These aren't minor issues. We're talking about intraoperative fractures, implant loosening, and more, leading to extended hospital stays, complicated revisions, and immense physical toll on patients. Hip mechanical failures alone cost the healthcare system $2 billion annually. And this is where we come in. Fennec Medical solves this by replacing subjective feel with objective deterministic data. We're turning a high-risk art into a predictable science. Based on our team's deep knowledge in signal processing, vibrations, real-time algorithms, and fracture mechanics, we succeeded where industry and academia failed for decades. Our solution is the Fennec Assistant, an AI surgical co-pilot. The system provides real-time detection of near-fracture conditions and continuous decision support on how implant insertion is progressing. So how do we do it? The Fennec Assistant is powered by the EchoStem. It's a wireless disposable unit that attaches directly to the surgeon's existing tools, such as a handle and mallet or an auto impactor. The EchoStem literally listens to the bone implant interactions, and crucially, it doesn't alter the surgeon's workflow. This enables the surgeon to decide confidently how to proceed and exactly when to stop, replacing the fracture anxiety with clinical certainty, while simultaneously creating a proprietary data set that becomes larger with every surgery. Our team consists of experts in the different fields that I discussed before, and of course, leading doctors. Our advisory board is composed of leading KOLs, expert in the surgery space and fracture mechanics, and also business. In 10 years, AI robotics will drive orthopedic surgery. It's already begun. But for the future to exist, robots need senses, just like humans do, feel, hearing. Fennec is the missing link. As our solution sets to assist surgeons today, it is set to enable the robots of tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. We are Fennec Medical.
Fantastic. We have Nadav on the call to respond to questions from jury. Jury members, please. Yeah, Terje, please.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. Just a short question. Is it already tested on patients? Is it in use in hospitals?
Our device has been validated on animal bones and human cadaver donors. We are currently raising funds for a plan of 18 months to 2 years to reach FDA submission.
Thank you. Sowmya, please.
Srinath, I understand that yours is an AI ecosystem, which is useful, but the orthopedic procedures are also undergoing a change, right? So it's moving away from conventional procedures to robotics is one, but beyond robotics, there is actually PSI, that's the personalized instrumentation that is being developed, 3D printing to exactly address the issue of, custom fit for patients. Do you still think that your product would be required in the long run? It is definitely required today. Probably in the next 5 years, I can see it because robotics and other things would not scale up. What is the sustainability of your product ecosystem?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, the onslaught of fractures is something that our human senses cannot know, okay? Very experienced doctors do develop some sort of intuition towards it and reduce fractures. Having said that, it's still just intuition. We are the first to be able to find the initial onslaught of microfractures that indicate the upcoming fracture. And this is definitely regarding robotics. This is, like I said in the presentation, the missing link to allow the robotics to be a fundamental aspect of the surgery itself.
Thank you. Vincent, please.
Yeah, so I work on a couple of projects like this, and in orthopedics, and surgeons are often resistant to change their established workflow. So my question is, how your ecosystem device integrate into the operating room, without, I don't know if it's adding extra time to the procedure or else, but that's a very big point for implementation.
Okay, so our device is device agnostic. It does not go into the body. It attaches just like let's say a microphone that you attach to a system. So we attach it to the doctor's tool that he prefers, whether it's handle and mallet or an auto impactor, and it just listens. It doesn't change anything with how the doctor works, and in theory, he can not even acknowledge that it's there. But it will, in the minimal form, it will give an alert if a fracture arises or is coming to arise, and the doctor can say, wait a minute, I'm getting an alert here, maybe I need to be more attentive. And of course, there is a lot more data and information that helps him in the progression along the implant, but the doctor, in essence, does not, he has the right to choose, she has the right to choose whether to continue or not. To take notice.
Okay, we'll take one last question. Balaji, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thanks, Srinath, for the presentation. One question I had is, with this listening device or the sensing device, what is the percentage of failures you're anticipating to reduce?
Okay, so we're aiming to more than 80% success rate. Regarding the total failure rates that are in mechanical failure rates, on average, if you average all types of doctors, it reaches about 5%, but that's a misleading characteristics. There are young doctors that can reach up to 20%. So the value of it is much more than just a simple calculation of percentage versus pain.
Thank you, Nadav. I see there are more questions. We'll have to take them in the chat section. Thanks a lot, jury members, for your enthusiasm.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. The next presentation is Patientory, which offers health data wallet incentivizing individuals to make healthy choices.
I'm Krista McFarland, founder and CEO of Patientory. Patientory has built the enterprise health data infrastructure that enables insurers to reduce healthcare costs and deploy AI-driven healthcare solutions at scale. Healthcare is entering an AI-driven era, but AI only works when the underlying data technology and infrastructure exists. Patientory provides a data layer that connects insurers, providers, employers, and patients into a unified ecosystem that AI can operate on. Health insurers today face a structural problem. They do not have a complete picture of their members' health data. Most insurers rely primarily on claims data, but claims data only reflects what has already happened. The rest of the patient journey lives across hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, wearable devices, and digital health platforms. Because these systems remain disconnected, insurers face 5 major operational challenges. First, duplicate testing and imaging, medication non-adherence, delayed diagnosis, poor chronic disease management for diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. They all represent the largest portion of healthcare spending. Yet insurers often lack continuous health data to proactively manage risk. And finally, the underlying issue behind all these problems, fragmented health data systems. Without unified data, insurers cannot fully deploy predictive analytic population health programs or AI-based care models. Across the United States alone, these inefficiencies cost between $200 and $300 billion annually. Patientory solves this problem by creating a secure digital health data wallet and enterprise infrastructure platform that unifies health data across multiple sources. Continuous monitoring of patient health enables proactive management of chronic disease populations, lowering hospitalization risk and long-term claims costs. Our infrastructure sits between healthcare data sources and AI applications. The platform is built with HIPAA-compliant architecture, blockchain-based consent management, enterprise-grade encryption, and interoperability standards such as HL7 and FHIR. We are entering a major inflection point in healthcare where AI adoption is accelerating rapidly. Many innovation teams that implement AI are now wondering how to realize ROI. Organizations that control trusted health data infrastructure will unlock the greatest value from AI-driven care delivery and population health management. Health insurers and employers already spend trillions annually managing chronic diseases and healthcare operations globally. Patientory is enabling these organizations to reduce costs and improve outcomes by activating unified healthcare data. Our business model is simply an enterprise SaaS model. We license the platform to insurers, employers, and CROs on a per month basis, typically ranging from $3 to $12 per month. We deploy a 4-stage model. First, we land with a pilot deployment, then expand to enterprise rollout and integrate across multiple departments and data systems, and ultimately become a trusted partner embedded within multi-year contracts. We're already with insurers and pilots that are international. We are expanding internationally, specifically with deployments across South Korea, Europe, Hong Kong, the United Kingdom, and the UAE. Our pilots to date have demonstrated measurable results. In our CARE GLP program, we achieved a 22% improvement in medication adherence and an 18% reduction in obesity risk markers, generating estimated savings of up to $180,000 for a pilot of 100 users. That's more than $10 million for a population of over 10,000. This is why Patientory stands apart, because we provide real-time patient-controlled data infrastructure that enables predictive analytics, AI coaching, and population health management while maintaining regulatory compliance. And our team brings deep expertise in digital health, AI, interoperability, and secure data infrastructure. Across Fortune 500 companies, together we are building the foundation for the next generation of healthcare systems. Healthcare will run on AI, but AI only works when the underlying data infrastructure is secure, interoperable, and complete. This is exactly what Patientory is scaling. Join us. Thank you.
Okay, we have Krissa ready to answer your questions at 4 a.m. her time from Atlanta. So
Yes.
yeah, Terje, I think you're on mute.
Yeah. I only heard that it is beneficial for insurers, but you collect the data from patients. What is the beneficial for patients in it? Because
So
even
it's
I would say that saving money is not an objective of healthcare. The objective of healthcare is to save life. So how would you sell it to patients? Because they have to approve that their data will be used for this purpose. I saw that you go, for example, also out in the EU, and all these clause that applies from the point of view of general data protection regulation or the cybersecurity is very important here. What is the selling argument for patients here?
So for Patientory, it's a health data wallet. So our mission is to empower individuals with access to disparate data. So in the instance of like an EU working with API aggregators that integrate and digitize the medical data from the hospitals, we currently integrate in over 500 wearable devices. So partnerships with like a Google Fitbit, Aura, Samsung Health, as well as lab and genetic information. So it's the ability for the individual to control the access to that data so that they can better utilize AI. So they're not, logging into like a ChatGPT Health, uploading their personal data, and that goes into, a black box that they don't know what their data is being used for. So with this architecture, the individual controls the access to that health information from different sources. And now they're empowered to receive insights on how they can better manage risk associated with their personalized health, as well as how to, make better informed health decisions. So for the individual, it's improving health outcomes, right? And the efficacy of managing and preventing chronic diseases for that user. When we talk about longevity, it can also equate into, increase in longevity from a user standpoint by analyzing their healthcare actions.
Have you demonstrated it? Have you
Yeah, so for
demonstrated
instance,
what you said, or it's just a marketing claim?
So instance in the CARE GLP study that I mentioned in the pitch, We used it for obesity and weight loss management. So we had about 50 people that had a high BMI, clinically of over 21. We used their data, we identified that based on the medical records that we aggregated in the US. And from there, we gave them a care plan regimen. So they had to take their medication regularly. They were administered a GLP-1 medication. They also had a nutrition that they were assigned to as part of that care plan. And we tracked within 90 days, their usage of the care plan, if they were doing their certain exercises, their medication adherence, which essentially led to a 5% decrease in their weight over the 90 days. So for that clinical efficacy in obesity, we were able to manage those clinical outcomes.
Chris, I would request you to keep your answers short because I see there are a lot of questions. Alejandro, please, quickly.
Just a quick one. Prisha, can you share with us, please, what is the connection or the link between Patientory Inc. and Patientory Association?
Patientory Inc. is the operating company that sells the wallet to health insurers and payer organizations. The association is essentially the entity that governs the health data network that we've created. So for the US, that's the 200 million documents that we collect from over 24,000 hospital systems within that network. So the data is in a global nonprofit entity. Again, so that takes the ownership of that information away from the operating company and into the hands of the individual.
But you are also in charge of Patientory Association. It's the same
We
team.
are on the board. We are a board member of the association, along with other customers.
Okay, thank you.
I will request Arpit to ask one quick question. Arpit, please.
Sure, thanks, Pankaj. Chris, I heard some patient outcomes that you've achieved. I think while I am working with some of the health plans and provider systems, they are also able to achieve similar outcomes with, FHIR-based data exchange using AI chatbots where the member consents for sharing their data. So I wanted to know what advantage you have with Web3 and blockchain technology that FHIR-based data exchange, and with TEFCA standards coming in, they won't be able to. So.
Yeah, like you mentioned, FHIR exchange, I think it's more about the plethora of information and who controls it. So today it's standardized. The goal of a Web-based 3 foundation is to give that power back to the individual, and they can also carry their data with them.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Krisa. We'll have to provide more detailed feedback and respond to more questions in the chat section, but yeah, really appreciate it. The next one is Cyoctus AI, which prevents revenue loss for hospitals from coding and documentation errors.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rahul Varman, a practicing physician with over 10 years experience in healthcare. Revenue leakage has been a daily reality for myself as well as my colleagues and practices. So myself and co-founder Sid co-founded Cyoctus AI. We use AI to optimize clinical documentation and coding, closing gaps and capturing revenue that's already being earned but not attributed for. Coding and documentation errors drive massive leakage. In the US, 25 to 35% of claims have documentation or coding gaps, costing roughly $1,200 to $4,500 per surgical case from mislaterality or complexity. In the UK, audits show 48% incorrect coding, with 1,200 pounds to 4,500 pounds lost per case when comorbidities are involved or other factors. The US alone loses over $200 billion annually to billing errors, denials, and gaps. That's real money disappearing every day despite work having been performed. Cyoctus AI embeds AI across the entire billing workflow. Prior to the visit, AI generated insurer checklists and eligibility checks. During the actual patient encounter, real-time note optimization. During the coding and charge entry, AI code matching is done. Claim submission results in pre-submission denial risk prediction scores. And post-payment, there's a revenue uplift dashboard and a management of all denials. Accurate, low burden, high reimbursement, seamless integration with ongoing workflows. This is a true paradigm shift. Simple, clinician-driven code auditing live and in the user's hands today. AI suggests codes, optimizes notes in real time, predicts denials, enables one-click billing acceptance. Features include multi-insurer auto checklist, real-time AI note optimization, AI code suggestions, denial prediction, and effortless approval. There's been various proven impacts. A medium-sized clinic in Nashville with 6 to 10 physicians handling complex specialty cases detected underbilling in 7% of encounters. A large hospital in Fredericksburg with over 50 physicians cut front-end denial rates by 24%. An NHS trust in Sussex with 10 plus physicians improved appeal success by 55%, achieved a 9% uplift in net collections, and reduced doctor admin time by 45%. Consistent ROI across deployments. Our pipeline shows strong momentum. 12 prospects worth $6.2 million, 2 qualified leads at $3.8 million, proposals out for $1.2 million, including Fredericksburg Clinic, 1 in negotiation with Horder Center, and 2 closed and won with Vivid Center and QVH. Demand continues to convert and be there. A strength of our team is deep expertise within the industry as well as AI. As mentioned, I'm Dr. Varman with over a decade experience in healthcare and research prior in AI and its applications in healthcare. My co-founder Sid Bose is CTO, who brings 15 plus years in tech across US and 4 countries and has led AI and ML products at Salesforce, Cigna, and UBS, and is a 2-time serial entrepreneur. Our advisory board is strong with healthcare specialists across the spectrum and in multiple countries, giving very vital input on how to help the state of billing and administrative burdens improve and continue to help healthcare flourish. So let's partner. We do offer an audit of 25 real cases to identify missed codes in the past, comorbidities, other issues, and deliver recoverable revenue estimates with 0 workflow changes to what's currently going on. Scan the QR code to start the pilot. Let's recover revenue that's already being earned but not being attributed for. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We have Dr. Rahul Varman on the call to respond to the questions. And he's also dialing in from East Coast, USA. Yeah, Terje, please go ahead.
I just have a recommendation because I see that from this project, you will increase the costs for insurance. So in order to sell your product, you have to cooperate with the previous project who will reduce the cost of that so that they will have win-win. That in one hand they reduce costs and the other hand they have to increase the cost, because otherwise insurance would not be interested if there will be more claims as identified. Yeah, it's just a remark.
Thank you. That's a good suggestion.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Terje. More question for Dr. Rahul?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't raise hands.
It's okay, please go ahead.
All right. So 2 questions. I think your 25 case audit pilot is a great hook. But what is your conversion rates from their, these initial audits to long-term paid enterprise contracts?
Sure. Sid is joining us. I'll let him discuss that.
Hi, Vincent. Thanks for your question. Yeah, I can answer that. So our audit takes less than a week. And so far, what we have seen is around 80% conversion of our audit to just today, actually, we closed 1 UK-based hospital and 1 US-based clinic based on the audits.
All right. And last question. You say that you have 0 workflow change for the clinicians. So if the clinicians aren't changing their habits, so who exactly is your primary user within the hospital? Is the medical coders or the billing department? Like how it works?
Yes.
Yeah. So the way it works. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sid. Go ahead. Yes. So 2 things. The provider has the option, if they want close oversight and they feel like they're selecting the best codes, to have a dashboard that allows them to see which codes and approve them or select it. But what we're finding most often is most providers, especially the small, medium clinics, are preferring everything be utilized by their billing team or their coding team to have everything optimized.
Thank you. Let's take one last quick question from Arpit. Arpit, please.
Hey, hi, Dr. Rahul. So I just wanted to ask that are you planning to integrate with RCM providers? Because I am aware of some of these RCM providers which are building similar capabilities, right? So what differentiated value would this product have?
Sure. Sid, do you want to
Yeah, I
talk about
can
integration?
take that. Yeah, I can take that. So as of this state, we are open to exploring RCM options, but that's not our primary integration choice, because RCM operations or RCM products mostly target the billing and the coding team. What we do is our product starts with the physician, starts with the doctors themselves. So it's a very different way of handling these claims, handling the whole billing case, because we want to reduce the denials from the start. So that's why it is very different, the way the traditional thing operates.
Yeah, where I was going is the data resides in the RCM products, right? So, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Arpit. I think we'll have to take more questions in the chat section. The next presentation is Dragonflow, which converts clinical trial protocol into automated interactive point-of-care workflows. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Ilic, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Dragonflow. Dragonflow fixes one of the most expensive problems in clinical trial: execution at the site level. Most innovation focus on the trial design, management, or outcomes. We focus on the execution layer, where delays, deviations, and operational errors actually occur. Dragonflow turns static clinical trial protocols into live guided workflows that reduce errors, lower cost, and accelerate time to revenues at scale. Many clinical trials don't fail because of the science. They fail because execution is slow and inconsistent. Clinical trial protocols are complex static documents, and sites rely on forms, checklists, manual calculations, and fragmented systems. With staff turnover and training gaps, mistakes are inevitable. When errors are caught late, they trigger queries, deviations, added monitoring, and costly delays. The EDC and CTMS systems record what happened, they log the data, but they don't prevent mistakes in real time. So the financial impact is significant. Phase 3 delays can cost between $1 to $2 million per day. Rework can represent 20 to 30% of the total trial cost. And each month of delay can reduce peak revenues by 5 to 15%. A single phase 2 or 3 trial can lose between $100 million to $500 million due to execution failures. Execution isn't just operational friction, it's a major financial risk. Our approach is simple: make protocols executable. Dragonflow transforms static protocols into automated, interactive workflows that guide the site teams step by step in real time. Dragonflow proprietary AI workflow technology automate the logic, calculation, decision trees, and compliance checks. We dynamically enforce inclusion and exclusion criteria and the treatment process. We prevent deviations before they happen, and instead of discovering errors later, we stop them at the point of care, while automatically create a clean, audit-ready execution trail. In a phase 3 myelofibrosis trial with a Vienna-based CRO, Dragonflow was deployed in a screening phase. The same workflow took 40 minutes using traditional methods, and when using Dragonflow, it took 9 minutes. That's a 77-time savings with a complete adherence. Practically, that means faster recruitment and more patients screened with the same team. We estimated 19% saving of cost in a typical phase 3 trial, with reduced rework, fewer discrepancies, shorter timeline, lower operational risk, and predictable execution at scale. Our team combines deep clinical research expertise with decades of technology execution. We understand both the operational pain at the site level and how to build scalable, secured, enterprise-grade system. This is not theory, it's execution experience. Dragonflow turns clinical trial protocols into active executional workflows. We reduce the risk, the time, and the cost, while accelerating the revenues directly at the site level. We make trials easier to run and harder to get wrong. Less burden at sites and more control for sponsors. We'd love to deploy this in your next study. Thank you.
Fantastic. Sarit? Yeah, please, yours, go ahead.
So my question is about the compliance. So while speeding up the process, how do you ensure the overall compliance of the process? So can you please share your insights on that?
Yes, of course. What we do, basically, we present the protocol as a visual flowchart using standard tools like Visio or Dryer. And we combine also NLP and AI as part of the process to create the flowchart. As soon as we have the flowchart created, then our software automatically transforms the flowchart into an interactive workflow that is available on mobile, tablet, or desktop. And then this flowchart, basically this workflow, then during the patient visit, the investigator simply follows the guided workflow, asks all the question, gather all indexes, perform the calculations, threshold test, and guide step by step the investigator. At the end of the process, we create a detailed audit trail that describes the full journey of the investigator. Through that process, when we create the flowchart, we provide the investigators with the sponsors team with the ability to review what we've been doing, and basically they're doing the compliance and the validation of the whole process. So this is in the end of the investigator to look and to review how the whole process is being executed.
Thank you so much. So do you think that it will also improve any inspection process if there's gonna be?
Absolutely. It improves also the inspection and monitoring throughout the whole process. Not to mention also that sponsors can receive immediate monitoring capabilities as soon as any visit is finished. They can get the audit trail of what was going on minutes after the screening or treatment visit was over. They don't have to wait for anything.
Thank you. We'll take question from Balaji. Balaji, please.
Yeah. Hi, Sarit. Thanks for the presentation. I had one question. The concept you're using is converting the templates or the documents for the clinical trials into a executable format, right? Do you see competition from the Gen AI technologies now, right? When it's pretty easy to convert all these things. What are your barriers to entry for other competitors? How are you ahead of them?
Thank you for this, Balaji. Well, we don't see a competition from the Gen AI because you cannot take the entire process and take it through this Gen AI tools, because in the end of the day, there are many components which need to be monitored by a human. Starts from ULN and MFSAF and ECOG, and these parts are very, very specific to the protocol itself that was done by the sponsor or the CRO. So Gen AI simply cannot provide it, cannot do it, although it can obviously, but it will be full with mistakes. So therefore, we combine the human inspection with the AI in a very unique manner that I think that leaves Gen AI outside of this capability.
Thank you. We'll take one last question from Alejandro.
Thanks, Arid. I think that is a really great tool, knowing that the big hurdle is in the administrative part. My question is more related with the CROs. Many of them, the big ones, IQVIA, PP, Icon, they are already continuously investing in improving their own system that they use for the clinical trials. What would be the benefit of using Dragon for them that they have their own system?
Well, they may have their own systems, but I think when it comes to execution, it's a missing part, it's a missing link of what all of us are evidencing, what is going on in the market. And what we would provide them is better monitoring and better supervision, not to mention that when we're talking about, for instance, training, everything will get shortened rather than go and walk through all the protocol and learning all the different modules, workflow that will allow the training and monitoring to be improved enormously, will make a major difference for many of the CROs, large or small.
Thank you, Terje.
Thanks a lot, Sarit. I see there are more questions in the chat. The next presentation is Nukt AI, which offers healthcare-focused agentic AI operating system for intelligent triage and care coordination. And here we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sujit, co-founder and CEO of Nukt AI. Nukt AI is an agentic AI operating system built for regulated industries such as healthcare. We are headquartered in UAE, accredited with Dubai AI license, powered by tech and research centers in India, backed by a strong team of AI researchers and data scientists. Together, we are catering to the global AI ecosystem by driving AI adoption in the regulated industry sectors. Let me show you today how we are solving some of the critical challenges in the healthcare industry. What problems are we solving? Healthcare is overloaded and overburdened. Doctors lose 20 to 30 minutes per visit collecting patients' history, while fragmented records and language barriers slow the care even further. Clinicians want structured context. Patients want faster guidance. Unfortunately, today's system offers neither. So why can't this be solved by existing AI? Today's generic AI models are not enough for healthcare. They hallucinate, they forget context, and often generate unreliable and unrelated outputs. What healthcare needs is not just a model, but a reliability layer with reasoning, workflow control, safety boundaries, and accountability. This is exactly what our healthcare OS, Chickit AI, delivers. Patients describe symptoms in their native language. The system performs remote triage, and clinicians receive structured summaries, all within strict safety boundaries. So how it works? By simply shifting the intake upstream. What does that mean? Patients interact remotely through voice or chat. Chickit AI structures the case before the patient arrives at the healthcare center. Now, by the time the patient reaches the doctor has all the information, which enables the doctor to move from a 20-minute of questioning to just 5 minutes of verification. This is what Chickit AI is doing right now. Based on what technologies we are building and integrating currently, within the next 8 to 12 months, the time taken for the entire consultation process will significantly come down by more than 50%. Chickit AI is equipped with some key powerful features, such as preparing clinician-ready clinical summary. As we all know, doctors have to deal with preparing clinical summaries, discharge summaries, and so on and so forth. Chickit AI builds a symptom timeline, converts everyday language into medical terminologies, flags risk cases, and supports differential assessment with probabilistic reasoning. All these become part of the clinical summary or the discharge summary or any other report that the doctors are required to prepare regularly. The tech innovation at core is what sets us apart. Under the hood is the Nukt AI Agentic AI operating system, which was developed over a period of 10 to 12 months, resulting from our learnings from deploying numerous production-grade AI systems for businesses across GCC and India. The OS enables anyone to set up AI systems from scratch, including training the models. The OS facilitates augmentation of AI systems by adding memory, reasoning, orchestration, and governance to the existing AI models, turning them into reliable clinical intelligence. One of the major breakthroughs that we achieved recently is plugging the quantum capabilities to our agentic AI operating system. Our deep tech edge includes Quantro, which is a quantum-aware ML simulator. In the POC trials, Quantro delivered 96% clinical diagnostic accuracy when plugged into Chickit AI during sandbox trials. It also delivered 80% faster analysis and 75% lower computational cost versus classical LLMs.
Here's some of our key achievements. Inducted into some of the top innovation programs by industry leaders like NVIDIA and Google, successfully delivered some complex custom AI development projects for large enterprises and government agencies, growing strong with a monthly rate of 15 to 20%. Measurable impacts were demonstrated in our pilot trials, achieving a 30% reduction in patient intake time. Most importantly, the satisfactory feedback that we received from our users is what kept us pushing the product into the layers of healthcare.
Healthcare systems around the world are constantly under pressure to deliver better care with greater efficiency. Chickit AI is built to make that possible. Visit our website or reach out through the contact details on the screen to see how Chickit AI can transform patient intake triage and clinical operations for your healthcare systems.
Thanks for your time and attention. Have a great day ahead.
Hey, questions for Sujit? Yeah, Sowmya, please go ahead.
Hi, Sujit. Understand, you said what's the system to understand the patient's requirement translated to the doctor, right? And a doctor is going to be a varied equation. I mean, it can be a sleep specialist or a cardiovascular specialist or a general GP. How does it represent the data to the doctors? Is that customized ecosystem that you're building? How does that work?
Absolutely, you're right. So right now we are dealing with general physicians, and that is the first mile of healthcare where the patient intake is happening, where they don't know which specialty they need to be referred to. What we are building right now is customizing and developing LLM specific to specialties. So right now we are working on 2 specialties catering to critical care. I would like my co-founder Sumo to add on to it. Sumo, if you're there, do you want to add on to it?
Yeah, thanks, Sujit. So, Sowmya, the first point of entry where the patient comes in, there is an intake that happens, and then at the intake, there is a junior doctor, or maybe there is a nurse who is trying to get a hang of the symptoms, and then accordingly then pass on to a relevant senior doctor for further consultation. So, what we want to do as soon as the patient comes in, he has analysis of what he's suffering from in some medical terms ready for the doctor to consume. And that is not only for the current symptoms, it should also take into consideration the patient history, because there might be something from previous complications which has to be taken care of, right? So assimilating all of that into a concise summary and providing it to the senior consultant, so it becomes easier for him to consume. And yes, I understand for each of the specialties there, that is why we have so many specialties in medical field. So we are in the process of having custom trained LLMs for each of the specialties. So the first one that we have picked up is for critical care. That is the emergency medicine. So emergency medicine is something which is evolving, and it is starting off in the nascent stages in India. So that is why there is even a paucity of trained medical personnel in the field of emergency medicine. So that is the first one that we are picking up, and then post that the rest of the specializations.
Thank you so much. Let's
how does it work on languages? Are you doing it one language? I mean, when I say language, not the LLM language, but the speaking language.
No. So
English, Arabic, Hindi,
yeah.
what is
So we are making it culturally and culturally aware, and also training it on the Indic languages first, because given that the veracity that we have in India about the different languages and the dialects that is there, it is the best testing ground, right? And along with that, because we have one of the focus markets is also GCC, we are training on Arabic, and even Arabic has different sub-dialects. So we are taking care of that in our platform. So we are training it on multiple languages also.
Thank you. Arpit, could you please go next?
Yeah. So I saw the 96% accuracy number. I wanted to know if there are other metrics that you considered for validating the model output. And the second question was, are you, how did you come up with that 96% number, right? What was the kind of data set involved? Was there a clinician validation to it? So if you can walk us through the process, how did that number come up?
Definitely. So as I mentioned that the quantum product is the test results was from the sandbox trials, and the comparison happened on the training data set. So one of the key features of the Quantro product is that it basically speeds up the training of the LLMs. So in order to test that, to test the effectiveness of the quantum superpositions that we are working on, So we fed the same data to a classical LLM, and we fed the same data set to evaluate the accuracy of the data set through the quantum superposition models as well. So what we observed is that when a LLM is integrated with the QAML product, the accuracy increased, and this is the highest accuracy that we have achieved so far, which is 96%, compared to a classical LLM, which was giving us somewhere between 60 to 70% of accuracy.
Let's take the last question from Vincent. Quick question, Vincent, please.
Yeah. There's a lot of technology here, AI, quantum. So I wanted to know if the Quantor simulator is a real quantum computing or something else. And also, there's a lot of competitors like Ada Health or Quarty. Beyond the agentic OS, what makes you fundamentally better and highly defensible against those competitors or simple use of well-prompt ChatGPT 5 with a RAG, just to know your value. Yeah.
So from our experience in deploying production grade custom AI projects, what we came to the conclusion is that the AI field and the technology itself is evolving and ever evolving. So any enterprise, if deploying a AI system right now, they need to keep on investing on it and keep on adding new technologies as and when they are coming to the market. So like this Quantor, so it's a quantum aware ML simulator which enhances the capabilities of the LLMs. So such innovations are coming every week all over the world. Now it is practically impossible for any business, or especially a healthcare business, which is core focus is treating the patients. They can't just keep track of all the tools and technologies that are coming to the market. So the objective is that there is a operating system which takes care of that without the business to even worry about that. They are still relevant in terms of technology while treating their patients.
Thank you, Sujit. We'll have to take more questions in the chat section. Appreciate your response. The next presentation is Health Pro, which offers AI workforce solution for efficient hospital operations and planning.
Hi everyone, my name is Randy. I'm a founder of Health Pro. We believe hospitals deserve better tools to manage their most valuable asset. Yes, their healthcare workforce. Recently, healthcare facilities still manage their healthcare workforce with manual tools like spreadsheet, pen and paper, and so on. It leads 80 hours plus per month to do all the paperwork thing. So it will be leads for with three big problems. The first one, of course, it will be expensive. The second one, it will be burn out your healthcare workers, staff, and also the third one, it will be put patient at risk. So let's imagine in the future that from chaotic, we can move to optimize the healthcare workforce. So here we are, Health Pro, propose build platform to secure your staffing healthcare infrastructure. We unified the system to do plan, execute, and optimize with three pillars: smart scheduling, on-demand marketplace, and also analytics. Unparalleled, while we helping these healthcare workers full-time, and also we helping healthcare facilities to get a flexible healthcare workers through our 11,000 fitted healthcare workers in our database. With this, we help optimizing workforce operation with 20% lower operation costs, 20% higher revenue by expanding service capacity and coverage, and also we reduce 40 hours per month for do the admin work. Let's see how we help our client. The first use case is Siloam Hospital with their teleconsultation. Before Health Pro, they do by their own dedicated doctor model, open only Monday to Friday, 8 hours per day, cost 10,000 per month, and the capacity only maximum 10,000 patients. But with Health Pro, we're providing flexible doctors on demand for them. Open can be 24/7, cost only $8,000 per month, and we increase the capacity up to 2,000 patients. Another client, Dr. Hub Clinic Group, before HealthPro, they fully self-manage their healthcare workforce, mostly full-time with permanent hires, and then burnout due to volatile patient volume. It's happened quietly in healthcare facility setting. But with HealthPro, we manage 100 workers by balancing permanent and a flexible one. We lower their burnout through load distribution and also saving $7,000 per year from turnover. We got trusted by leading healthcare partner from Indonesia, and maybe you will be next. And even we designed this solution specific for Indonesian healthcare workforce, but we build HealthPro in healthcare operation realities, not only generic HR. We design to reduce patient risk by improving staffing and also end-to-end system from planning, execution, coverage, and also insight. The founder combined with 20 years experience, patient in Indonesian healthcare, from hospital domain expertise to strong technical capabilities. I'm a serial entrepreneur, Vika as a registered nurse. So together, we have been working together in another healthcare startup, and we believe we are the best team to execute HealthPro and moving HealthPro forward. So if you're interested, let's start with one department in your facilities and scale at the network. Thank you.
Thank you. Jury members, questions for Randy, please. Randy from HealthPro. Yep, Vincent, please go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks. It's interesting because Indonesia is a very big market with almost 300 millions, and I know it's the healthcare system is restructuring there a lot. So to understand your true market, are you primarily targeting large tier 1 hospital chains, or is your pricing and onboarding model also available for small independent clinics? And also, do you plan to expand? I think you answered that at the end, but I was not sure. Do you plan to expand to other Southeast Asian countries?
Yeah. Thank you, Vincent, for the question. So currently, our persona mostly is healthcare, hospital, clinic, and also lab. So for hospital, in the middle up hospital and the clinic, we're starting from a small clinic and also clinic group. Because Indonesia hospital is quite small. There are 3,000 population of them, but for clinic there are 14,000 of them. So it will be combined. Mostly 80% of our client is clinic and 20% is hospital. Mostly because we are working with private healthcare facilities. So our solution is quite have a fair price for them. In terms of regarding of is it we have a plan to expand to another region? Yes, we saw another we see another potential. So in Malaysian market, like Vietnam market, while we have visit that country, we met some hospital leader there, and we joined some Telegram group, WhatsApp group also in there. So in that WhatsApp group, there are a lot of locum healthcare workers open there, but still in using social media, using Telegram and WhatsApp. So I think there is a good fit also for HealthPro while we are open our branch in that region.
Thank you, Randy. Let's take next question from Sowmya. Sowmya, please.
Hi. To understand, Randy, what is your model of engagement? So you work with staff and you support leverage their support to support your clients, right? So how do you, what's your business model with the clinical workforce, and what's your business model with the hospitals? How do you engage both? Or just full-time, part-time? What's the engagement model?
So we're doing B2B. We have a two-stream revenue stream. The first one is management fee to manage the full-timer of the healthcare workers in that facilities. The other one is a flexible one. So because we already helping the permanent workers, so we know the gap when the gap happen. So while the gap happen, we can connect them to flexible workers. For flexible workers, we charge 20 up to 40% based on the type of healthcare workers, because we are providing doctors, nurse, physiotherapists, any type of healthcare workers. And in the end of the month, we just invoice them based on the payroll, how much payroll that we manage, plus how much flexible workers that we deploy in that month.
So,
thank you.
Assure quality?
Pardon?
How do you assure quality?
So we are doing fitted process upfront. So all the 11,000 healthcare workers, we doing a recruitment process. We have a 4-step skill test, interviewing, and so on through our system. And we grouping them based on their criteria, basic, intermediate, and advanced. So we make sure that deployment process is easier while we providing flexible workers.
Thank you. Let's take the last question from Balaji. Balaji, please.
Yeah, no, it was related to what Sowmya was asking, right? I was more thinking about the cultural fitment of the workforce, because they'll be moving from one clinic to another and so on, right? And how do we ensure, one, they see value in how we are operating, and how the hospitals or the clinic see, and the patients as well, right? So they don't see difference in service when the workforce is moving in and out. That's the question I had.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. In our system currently, we have deployment process. We make sure prior they're deploy to the client. We have some SOP that they need to follow, and the SOP is based on the healthcare facilities that they share as prior the onboarding process. So it's make our healthcare workers can be easily fit with the healthcare facilities based on the SOP.
Okay.
Hope that answer.
So the SOP is prepared based on the assessment, the pre-assessment you do in the hospitals.
Yes, correct.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, all the startups. And now it's time to get the final key takeaway from the jury members. Jury members, as you probably already know from our last sessions, we would request you to probably talk about 2 or 3 startups that stood out from your perspective. Who wants to go first and take a shot? May I call Terje or yours? Yeah,
no problem.
Go ahead, Terje.
All the ideas are worth of looking further into it. Not all fit to me as a hospital, I would say. Some need further work on getting into the details. I think that they are more seen to me like at an idea level. Some have not reached yet the clinical settings, so they are yet a laboratory product. But I wouldn't limit any of them. I would have problems in my country with the last idea of the hiring temporary staff, because that always brings the question about the standards that exist in the hospital and how you adjust people, and maybe they are usually more expensive than your local. Yeah, there are a lot of obstacles, but otherwise there is one that I think I would like to try myself: the balloon, the sleep, the test, which seems to me being already in the market. So that's probably most ready. But yeah, I would say that AI seems very popular. I have my doubts about the quality, what we can deliver, in particular with giving an advice. Whether do we meet the classification 2B? Actually, can we demonstrate the safety? That is, I would say that AI for me has, for the moment, reached all the low-hanging fruits, but the bigger ones, we are not yet able to reach in the moment. But I'm happy. I'm happy that people are thinking and people are working and people are trying to make a difference. That's very welcome. Congratulations, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Terje. Really appreciate that. So, Bilon, from your perspective, I see Dr. Shrutin had to go. Is he still there or he already left? Okay, no worries. I think, Vincent, you raised your hand next, so please go ahead.
Yeah, but you say we can also speak about our top three? Or...
Yeah, please, our top two, top three, yeah, please.
All right. So no, it's very good session. And if I had to share first one key takeaway from today's speech is that pragmatism is winning, definitely. We saw a lot of exciting tech, but solutions that truly stand out are the ones offering immediate return of investment with zero workflow friction for the clinicians. So again, for me, like technology should adapt to the hospital and not the way around. So with that in mind, I have three favorite today. My first is Seoctus AI. So the promise to find revenues you've already earned with zero workflow change is a no-brainer for any hospital administrator, let's say. So if they keep up to their promise, it would be wonderful. Second is Fennec Medical. They are tackling a very costly physical problem in orthopedics surgery, and I absolutely love the disposable hardware approach because it's essentially a software as a service, a recurring revenue model, and is quite powerful. And finally, my third one would be Dragonflow, because I'm quite impressed by the a bootstrapped company that seemingly prove a 76 or 77 time reduction in phase 3 clinical trial. It's quite phenomenal, but again, we need to prove and to check into the details, but they are at least fixing a massive execution bottleneck. So it's quite impressive too. So for me, huge congratulations to all founders, and keep pushing the boundaries. It was very nice.
Thank you, Vincent. So Seoctus, Fennec, and Dragonflow from your perspective. Alejandro, please.
Thank you, Pankaj. I would like to congratulate all of you because it's great opportunities that you have seen in the market. And I would say that to all applies that we are now in a very competitive market where everyone is working in health tech, med tech to bring some solutions. And sometimes you feel like it's a race because at the same time that you have the idea, there's another 10 that are working also in the same idea. So it's really important to have a validation to make sure that your solution fits to the market. And in my perspective, the most attractive for me, considering Dubai and Middle East, is first balloon. Here is a huge trend of working in longevity, and the sleep tracking is one of the key components on that. So I see that is like an opportunity to scale up also in a bigger thing, more than just sleep. And I would also like more about patientory, because again, it's something that has been working here closely. And maybe the last one would be Seoctus, which is also one of the tools that has been from the government. They have trying to search something similar to that. So I would like to keep in touch on these three.
Thank you.
And thank you for the invite.
Patientory and Seoctus from your side, Alejandro. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Jost, please go ahead.
Sure. First of all, I agree with all the jurors. So congratulations to everyone, all the entrepreneurs. I think They are focusing on very comprehensive health issues, health problems, healthcare problems. So from my standpoint, three companies took my attention, of course, amongst all those successful initiatives. The first one is Balloon, because instead of a standard sleep tracking approach, they have the potential to bring a wider health monitoring of at the individual level. That's one. Second, Dragonflow. I think when it comes to clinical trials, it's a hectic process. That's why what they want to bring and optimize is really promising. The third one, with all those complexities and tricks on the way, I would call Patientory. So I think it is a sort of future imagination of how patient data can be managed in a quality and trustworthy method. That's why, I mean, with all those successful projects that we heard, three of them really took my attention a bit more.
Fantastic. Belong, Dragonflow, and Passion Tree. Thanks a lot, Jost. Sowmya, please. You're on mute, Sowmya. Yeah.
So I have classified this into two concepts, one that can have an impact on the patient, one that can have an impact on the system. And from that patient viewpoint, I really think Balloon and PeptiTech have an impact, and I really like both the concepts and what they're trying to do. So I would love to congratulate them whatever they're trying to do, because I do see a potential there. And in terms of the systems and the impact that the other technologies are creating, Ciactus AI is definitely one of them. Coming from the emerging marketing ecosystem, Health Pro can really make a difference. So that's something that is of importance. Dragon on Flow is also something that is important, because again, from the emerging market standpoint, clinical trials is an important aspect. So that is a win-win in this part of the world. So these are three that from the emerging ecosystem and also from the systems viewpoint.
Okay, fantastic. So you'll have to remind me the names again. Belon, PeptiTech, Dragonflow, Ciactus, and Health Pro.
Health Pro.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sowmya. Arpit, please.
Yeah, thanks, Pankaj. I think everyone talked about Balloon, so I'll not talk about it. I mean, congratulations to the team. They are way ahead, I think, as compared to the other pitches that we saw. I'll talk about, so sometimes the most foundational problems don't need AI or fancy technologies. So Health Pro was one that I really like. They're solving a very foundational problem of staffing. I would really like if they are, I would like to see them expanding geographically beyond Indonesia into larger Asian markets, even India. So Health Pro is one, and then the other one is PeptiTech. I think they are solving a very different problem that it's very easy to get wooed by oncology or build oncology related drugs, but this area is under penetrated, I would say, so in therapeutics. So yeah, hats off to them, and I wish them all the best.
Thank you. So Health Pro and PeptiTech from your perspective. Thank you, Arpit. Balaji, please.
Yeah, I think thanks for all the presentations, right? Really appreciate all the efforts and the progress all of you are making. I think even I would skip talking about Balloon. I think they have done a phenomenal job of presenting and progress they have achieved is phenomenal there. So it's good. PeptiTech is also very impressive. I think it is very close to what we observe on day-to-day basis every time you visit a doctor and so on. We can relate to the messaging there. And with my experience on the region side, Health Pro, I've worked on the distribution side, how it is very difficult to staff and make them operate in the markets, which is very vast and culturally very different to operate. It's Health Pro has a lot of potential in this space. So I agree with Arpit on the sequence of the ranking there.
Thank you. So PeptiTech and Health Pro. Thanks a lot. I see some notes. So, for example, Tabea, she mentioned Belon, Nukt AI, and Markable. And yeah, I think she also wants to connect with Markable separately. But yeah, thanks a lot, all the startups. Really appreciate these presentations today, because as I always say, it's very difficult to put all the work, all the value proposition, differentiation, scalability, technology, everything in that 4 minutes long presentation. It's not easy. You have done the most difficult job. Hosting this meeting for me is pretty easy. Being a juror is also a bit easy. I'm sorry for saying that, but the startups are the true heroes of this session. So really appreciate your work today. Jury members, we definitely cannot do this without you. Your feedback, your questions, your insights, they all are extremely meaningful, extremely valuable for the founders. And I know that after this conversation, you are going to have a bunch of one-on-one conversation with these startups to deep dive into their technology and to see how we can collaborate, support each other, and really make a difference in the healthcare. As we say, we want to make healthcare affordable, accessible for billions globally, and that's the intention. So let's work together to make this ecosystem even stronger, and I hope we can collaborate even further in the coming few years. So really appreciate your time today. Thanks a lot for making it happen, and we will reconnect soon. Yeah. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.